Welcome to our channel. If you haven't done it already, please subscribe.
Scooby-Doo, Skeepaway Camp. It was the first day of summer. Scooby-Doo and the gang were headed to the camp Fred went to as a boy. "Come on," called Fred. "It's time to hit the road." "Like we're ready when you are," said Shaggy. "Jinkies," said Velma. "We're camping, not moving." Hours later, the gang arrived at the campgrounds. "Jeepers, Fred, this place looks run down," said Daphne. "Jasper, the owner, said it needed work," Fred replied. "Welcome back, Fred," said Jasper. "It's great when kids come back and visit." Jasper handed out tents to the gang. "Just like the old days, eh?" he said. "The really old days," mumbled Daphne, brushing dust off her tent. "This is the best site in the camp," said Jasper. "I had Hank clean it up for you." Hank was busy pushing a wheelbarrow full of rocks. "He can be a bit moody," added Jasper, "but he's a great fix-it man. We had quite a few rock slides this past winter. You wouldn't believe all the rocks Hank holds out of here." The gang began pitching their tents. "Ruh-roh," barked Scooby when his tent fell down. "Like this tent is broken," said Shaggy. "You just forgot a pole," said Velma. Later that night, the gang and Jasper sat around the campfire roasting marshmallows. "I don't know why no one comes to camp here anymore," said Jasper. "Sometimes I think people believe the legend of the Sasquatch." "Rasquatch?" Scooby said. "What's that?" "It's been said there's a wild ape man living in this area," Jasper explained. "A few people have even seen his giant footprint. During the day, he hides in the darkest corners of the woods, but at night he wanders campgrounds looking for food." "Yikes!" Shaggy said. "Like we better keep our snacks under lock and key, right, Scoob?" "Rubet," Scooby answered. Before Scooby and Shaggy went to sleep, they made hand shadows against the tent walls. "Like, check out my rabbit," said Shaggy. "Rat's cool, Raggy," laughed Scooby as he made a shadow with his paw. That night, there was a thunderstorm. Crash! Bam! Boom! Scooby and Shaggy's tent began to leak. "Listen," said Shaggy. "I think the rain has stopped." "Yikes, Scoob! What is that?" Shaggy pointed to a dark, looming figure outside their tent. "Roar!" cried the creature as it tried to rip open the tent. "Like run, Scoob!" shouted Shaggy. The noise woke up the rest of the gang. "Look out!" cried Shaggy. "There's a monster after us!" "It looks like the Sasquatch," said Daphne. "The wild ape man Jasper told us about." The Sasquatch chased the gang to the edge of the woods. Soon it started to rain again. The Sasquatch ran off into the woods. "Like go back to the woods, Mr. Creepy!" cried Shaggy. "Looks like he gave up," said Fred. "It's almost as if he's afraid to get wet," said Velma. The next morning, the gang told Jasper about their encounter with the Sasquatch. "Jeepers," said Daphne. "That monster sure left a mess." "I bet if we follow the tracks, we'll find our monster," said Fred. "I'd sure be grateful if you'd find out what's driving the campers away," said Jasper. "Well, count us out," said Shaggy. "Will you help us for a Scooby snack?" asked Daphne. A few Scooby snacks later, Scooby and Shaggy agreed to help track the Sasquatch. "The trail leads into the woods," said Fred. "Follow me." "There's a huge cave up ahead," Fred said. "When I was a kid, we used to hike to it all the time." Velma examined the footprints and added, "It looks like the Sasquatch was headed in that direction." The footprints led to the cave. "Jinkies," said Velma. "It's all boarded up." "Like we should obey the signs," said Shaggy. "Well, let's roll," Scooby added. "Let's just take a quick peek inside," said Fred. The gang's flashlights lit up the dark cave. Inside, they saw more than just a Sasquatch's footprints. paint cans and dark rocks lay all over the cave floor. "Jeepers," said Daphne. "What a mess!" The gang was looking for clues when Hank startled them.
"What are you kids doing here? Can't you read?"
he yelled.
"Go on, scram, before you get into trouble."
The gang hurried back to camp where they spied a big truck parked near the maintenance shed. That's weird. Let's take a closer look," said Fred. The truck was full of rocks. Daphne spotted something strange on the ground. "Jeepers!" she cried. "Look at how this rock sparkles." "That's not a rock," said Velma. "It's a diamond painted to look like a rock." Suddenly, the Sasquatch appeared. "Rah!" it cried. The gang ran in the opposite direction. "Come on, guys, let's hide in here," Fred said. "Looks like we lost him," said Shaggy. "And now, I think we should lose this place too." Once they were safe, the gang took a look around the shed. "Look, an axe and pick," said Daphne. "Those are used for mining diamonds," added Velma. "I think it's time to find out who this Sasquatch really is," said Fred. "I have an idea, but I'll need your help, Scooby and Shaggy." In no time, Fred's plan was set in motion. Scooby and Shaggy stole some rocks from the cave to lure the Sasquatch into following them. It wasn't long before the creature was on their heels. "Like run for the lake, Scoob!" cried Shaggy. The rest of the gang was ready and waiting at the lake. Shaggy and Scooby hopped across a row of boats and headed for the water slide. The Sasquatch growled as it chased the buddies across the lake. Meanwhile, Fred, Velma, and Daphne untied the boats from the shore. Once the Sasquatch reached the water slide, it was trapped. There was nowhere to go but down. Splash! The water washed off the Sasquatch's mud and leaves. Underneath the disguise was Hank. "Those mining tools in your shed gave you away, Hank," said Velma.
"I would have been a rich man if it weren't for you meddling kids,"
said Hank.
"With the extra money I'll have from the diamond mine, I'll finally be able to fix up this old camp,"
Jasper said.
"and I owe it all to you kids. I can't thank you enough."
"Hey, Scoob, like this is the life," Shaggy said. Barked Scooby.
"Scooby-Dooby-Doo!"
Thank you for watching our videos. If you haven't done it already, please subscribe. Here are some videos we thought you might like.